Hey guys, what's up? It's Johnny here and welcome to another episode of The SIC Show. And as always, I'm super pumped to be here and I'm here with my main man B. How are you, buddy?
Good, I feel like modelling today.
This week on the show, we're going to share with you some absolutely epic feedback from the Share, Inspire, Create Lounge.
And get inspired by hanging out with other creative people. And Johnny is going to give us a full model retouch in Lightroom, part 1.
That's it, just using Lightroom. Super pumped. Let's get into it.
Enjoy.
The SIC Show. Share, Inspire, Create.com. Share.
Man, I am loving the lounge, bro. It is awesome,
too.
man. People just sharing stuff left, right, and center, and the feedback we've been getting has been incredible, man.
Yeah,
absolutely love it.
And here's some feedback from Gail, one of the members in the lounge. Gail says, "I'm feeling very confident that this is a great investment in myself and my photography."
Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's amazing, guys. If you haven't heard about the Share, Inspire, Create Lounge, it is changing the way you learn photography, and we're super pumped about it, aren't we, buddy?
We're in there every day.
Every day.
Inspire.
All right, buddy, inspire us about this model shoot. I want to know how you keep inspired with other great photographers.
So as you guys know, sometimes, if you're working as a pro photographer, sometimes you get a little flat and, because you're working for money, you're basically photographing for money, right? So I got invited to this model shootout, midwinter model shootout here in my area or around my area. Sometimes we travel a couple of hours. So basically a photographer from Sydney, Damien, he organized a bunch of photographers to get together and a whole bunch of models. So all we do is the photographers actually pay for the accommodation. So he rents a really nice holiday rental somewhere, a beautiful, stunning area. So the photographers pay for the accommodation and the food and everything. And then we invite hair and makeup and people, artists, and models to come along. So only certain people get invited. I think there's about 8 photographers or so. Yeah. And it's a weekend. We stay like 3 nights or something. It's once a year. It's the one time that I actually get to hang and talk to my other fellow photographers, because often we don't see each other because we're all working so hard. And we get to meet new models and photograph new models. But the great thing about it, guys, is there's no money exchange. So normally when you're photographing a model, if they are paying you to do their model portfolio, which a lot of models do for me, they're paying me and I'm working for them. Or if I'm paying them to do some kind of concept or fine art type photography, I'm paying them and they're working for me. Yeah. But this is a mutual relationship. So it's basically no one's paying anyone and you only work if you feel like it.
Oh, that's awesome. I just love the fact that you just all share the cost for the accommodation. That's the only cost, obviously food, but and then you get a group of people, like-minded photographers together and get inspired. Not only that, but a group of artists as well. Model, I see models as artists as well.
Hair and makeup artists.
Hair and makeup, that's amazing. And you all get together to have a fun time and create.
Totally.
That's awesome. What such a way to keep inspired, mate.
It is, and you actually watch other people working, which you don't have a chance to, because often, you're in competition maybe with your other photographers in your area, so you can't actually go on a shoot and watch them work, right? But it's really interesting to watch how people work with models and how different models work with other photographers, and I learned so much from this, and I get totally inspired. And it's a good way just to connect with your buddy photographers and some new models. Really.
That's awesome, man. And you know what? It's sort of like we've created something virtual with the Share, Inspire, Create Lounge. Exactly the same concept. A group of people getting together for the one goal of learning their photography and growing. I love it, man.
And becoming inspired and becoming more creative.
Very inspired
in the lounge.
Love it, mate. Definitely. Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
So, guys, if there's anyone in your area and you want to do this, I highly encourage you to get together with a bunch of photographers and models and just create together. It's a really good way of keeping inspired.
Yeah, that's it. Awesome, bro. Cheers, man.
Create.
All right, buddy, so I've got a little challenge for you guys. I've got a challenge for Johnny. I got one of the images from the model shootout, and it's a model called Louise. She's from the Blue Mountains, and I'm going to get Johnny to edit this image only in Lightroom. So Johnny, show us your skills, man.
Oh man, and you guys know I'm a landscape photographer normally. I mean, yep, let's give it a go, man. I'll do my best job. I've got a few tips about retouching models in Lightroom, so let's get into it, bro. Mate, first thing is a lovely image, man. I think you've done a great job. Like, obviously a bit of fill flash on this one, and yeah, she's well lit and a nice bit of bokeh in the background, and you nailed that focus on the eyes. Absolutely love it, man.
Yeah, I think I'm shooting my 135 f2 lens. What's the What are the settings on that?
If I go back to... what's that? Yeah, it's a 2.8, man. 1/200. Yeah, 135 mil.
So shooting at f2.8, wide open, well, almost wide open aperture on that lens, just to get that very shallow depth of field. And a bit of full flash, so you can see the actual shadow under her chin. That's a true giveaway of using full flash on top of the camera.
Yeah, so first thing, guys, I'm just going to do an overall adjustment for this. I think I'd prefer if it was a little bit warmer. So I'm going to go down here. I normally start with daylight with these things on one of the presets, and then for the white balance, and we see how that looks. I actually don't mind that a little bit warmer. And the good thing is, you know, non-destructive editor Lightroom, we can go back and change these things to our taste in the end. And often white balance is a creative choice.
Yeah, why would you use daylight instead of shade? Because it wasn't shade.
Well, you could use shade, but the problem is use shade. Look at this. So it looks like it's Mr. Yellow.
Yeah, it went too warm.
Too warm. So, you know, I always start with daylight, cloudy shade, see how that feels, you know, I'll just start from there. I mean, that's...
And what about flash? If you go to flash...
well, let's have a look.
Because I did use my flash.
Let's see what flash does.
Ooh.
Actually, that's not too bad. There you go.
That's better.
I don't mind that, actually, and it actually hasn't warmed up the greens as much either around it. So, there you go. Good tip. Flash it is. Awesome. So we'll just work down here. Look, guys, there's a little tiny bit of clipping now, and you can see if I hover over the little triangle in the top right corner of the histogram there, that clipping is actually nowhere on the model's face, which is awesome. You know, there's a little bit in the background. So we can try and recover a touch of that, and you probably don't want too much of those highlights sticking out in the back there, just because it draws you away from the eye. So let's see if we can pull that back a bit. So as you can see, I can pull that back there, and that clipping's gone now. So that's a good little tip. I'll adjust the highlights. Everything else looks pretty good. I don't mind. Let's have a look and see if I can... These shadows here, it's not too bad. The shadows are all nice and soft because you did shoot her in the shade. So, actually, I don't mind that because it's actually bringing out a touch more detail in her hair at the top there, B. So I might just bring that out a little bit and get a bit more detail there.
Hey, can I ask you a question, quick?
Yes.
Sorry to break your flow like that.
That's all right.
So you're using this tablet, why do you use it?
Ooh, I'm on my lovely Wacom tablet. I'll hold that up for you guys. I love this thing. This thing is like... There's two things that always roll with me everywhere I go. One is my laptop, and the second is this tablet, man. I absolutely love it.
What about your backup drive?
Yeah, of course those two, man. But this Wacom tablet, I absolutely love it, guys. It's just so easy, and actually for retouching, it's a must. You know, even retouching my landscape images, I just love it. It's just so easy to use and really fluid, and it just, you know, the other thing is if you're on a mouse all day, man, I tell you what, you're doing this all day and click in. I tell you what, man, retouching with a mouse, I get RSI.
Dinosaur.
Yeah, it's like... Anyway,
let's jumping. So basically, you're starting right at the top.
Yeah, just work down the basic panel, man. Work down the basic panel. The other thing I noticed, you know, we pulled out a bit of detail here too with those lowering the highlights there as well, which is actually quite nice. So, I mean, this image, obviously, guys, Brent's done an awesome job capturing this image in camera. It's pretty amazing. So, I think that's not a bad starting place. You know, a couple of easy things, and then we get stuck in. So, the next thing I'll probably look at is let's have a look at maybe just running around retouching the skin. Obviously, her skin's pretty good, but let's zoom in to 100% here.
So she has had makeup and hair already. So
yeah, that's it. So I'm into 100. Like I think that's it. Let me just double check the navigator. And so I'm in 1:1 here. Okay, guys. So and you can see, 100%. So you can see there is a couple of little things we can actually touch up, and this looks like a bit of spill from makeup or something like that, doesn't it?
Or eyes,
Oh, yeah, is it? Yeah, okay. There you go. See, I'm learning too, guys. This is amazing. So I'm going to go to the spot healing brush here, and what you want to do is you want to make sure it's on heal. That's a must, okay? And you want to make sure the feather is around, you know, between 25 and 50. You want to feather it out a bit, make it nice and soft, but not too much, because what happens is it starts to make the clone too far out of the main spot that you're taking, and actually Lightroom, it can get a bit janky with the skin. But anyway, that's my tip. And that's about it, guys. So, and the brush size, so for this here, I'm going to use the left and right bracket keys, and I'm just going to make this, you know, probably 25 to 50% bigger than the spot you want to clone out. All right? So I'm just going to go around and touch these here, and wait for my Mac to catch up. This is pretty labour intensive, this actually, you know, with the spot tool. It takes a little bit to catch up, but you get the idea. We won't do too many.
So you're taking the blemishes off her face.
I am.
Like,
that's
making her skin perfect.
That's it. Retouching her face. That's it.
Even though she's got makeup on, you can still see a few
there's still little things, you know, there's a little thing here, and we'll just buzz around and do a couple here. Now, if you hit the space bar, it's going to turn your cursor to a hand, and that allows me to move it around at 100%, and I don't have to go back out.
That's a great tip.
I'm just going to run around and just let my little MacBook Air catch up here.
And it's probably taken a little longer because we're recording the screen.
Yeah, and I'm talking
capture.
as well. Yeah, the screen capture's running in the background as well. So, look, her skin is actually really, really good anyway. It's not too bad. There's a little thing here, maybe. I don't know. It depends how far you want to go. And it depends what the look you're after in the end, too. You know, if you want that plastic... whatever they call that, I don't even know. So,
you don't want it.
Yeah, you don't want it. You want it to look natural.
Yeah, you want the skin to look good, but natural.
Yeah, and look, the makeup artist has obviously done a really great job here, Brent. Like, you can see, like, this is pretty good. It's, you know, the things I'm retouching here are very minor.
Yes.
But, you know, it's all these little things put together that makes a big difference.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, Brad, there's one last thing we can do with the skin, and that's soften the skin. You know, something a lot of retouchers always do, but you can do it right here in Lightroom. We just grab the brush tool here. I'm going to double click effect again to reset that. Now, I want to zoom in. So I'm going to zoom into this chick's in, and that's out. That'll be in. And all I want to do, and by the way, Brent, she's got pretty amazing skin anyway. For this image, honestly, I probably wouldn't soften it. You know, I probably wouldn't soften the skin at all.
Yeah.
So let's go in a little bit tighter. Let's go in a little bit tighter there.
1 to 1.
1 to 1. Alright, I'm going to move this panel so we can see a bit more. And basically, all I want to do, guys, is I want to... Sharpness, if you really need to get the skin looking like plastic, lower the sharpness, but clarity actually does a really good job of softening, but it still leaves a bit of texture there. So I actually really like clarity. So I'm going to pull that back just to the extreme, just so you can see what happens. But you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but look at that. Look at the difference there.
Oh yeah, porcelain skin.
Yeah, too much. Of course, it's too much. And of course, guys, we don't want to go over this area. We don't want to go over the lips and the eyes. We're just going around here. So you could go in a little bit tighter as well if you wanted.
Right.
You know, but that's basically it. You know, it's too much, like for this photo. But if you wanted to really push it really hard, you can see. You know, but look at the difference there already, mate. Yeah. You know, obviously if you could zoom in and get a bit more detail, but you can see the difference. So I can turn that on and off. So
can you zoom in, like right in?
Yeah, I can go a bit further. Let me just go in a bit tighter here, guys. So, 3 to 1, 11 to 1. There we go. Whoa! Whoa! Alright. Let's see. It's probably a bit too tight, isn't it? But here we go. This will actually be, you should be able to see this part. So, on, off, on, off. Yes. Look at that big difference. I know that's like way in. But you can see a big difference there. So, it's really softened everything. Yes. I would say that's too far for my taste. So, I'm going to back that off. If I really wanted to soften this, you know, just
a bit. Maybe
just there somewhere. You know, that's like remember the clarity into the minuses. So that's it, Brent. Bit of clarity into the minuses, soften the skin. Zoom back out. I always like to zoom back out and have a look at the overall image and see where we're at. So what was the
shortcut image you used to zoom out there?
Just command minus, or I think it would be Control on the Windows.
Control minus? Yeah. Okay, so that goes all the way out and Control plus will go all the way in?
Go all the way into 1 to 1. Depends what you've got set in the navigator anyway. But there you go. So that's looking pretty good. I always like to zoom back out and have a good overall look at where the image is at, because it's just, you just never know, you know, especially when we get into this next bit here where I'm going to lighten up the eyes, and you can see in her eyes, you know, gee, this poor girl, we're being so picky. My eyes look like this all the time, twice as bad, but you can see all these little red
that's
red
natural.
Lines. It is a natural thing. No one's perfect.
No one's got the perfect white eye. That's just
that's how it is.
I think you'd be dead if you did. Or something. I mean, you got to have, there's some veins in there.
Yeah, I know. That's funny. All right, so let's retouch her eye. So I'm going to go to the brush tool now, and I'm going to double click the effect button, and that's going to basically reset all the sliders. So all the sliders are set back to 0. All right, and we can go a bit over the top here with this because you can go back and change it later. Okay, so I do want to add some brightness, and I do want to take out some saturation. Okay, so but one thing I am going to do is make sure my brush is nice and small.
Yep. So you're working on the whites of eyes now.
Yeah, going to work on the whites of eyes. And one thing we also want to do is we want to hit the O key, guys, and that's going to allow us to see the mask. So don't worry about this red thing you're seeing now. That's just the mask. So
that's from the night before. Too much drinking.
So anyway, I'm just going to buzz around here. Obviously, if you had a bit more time, you'd take a bit more care, and I'll just quickly buzz around here and do this.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you can see I've spilled over into the iris there a bit. I think it's called the iris. So I'm going to hit the erase part here, and I'm just going to just get that bit out like that. So there we go. So let's hit the OK again. We're back out. So you can see what we've done there. Like, look at that difference. It might be too bright. So it might be too much, but that's okay. We can go back and adjust it. And when I tell you what, guys, when we head on back out to 100% and fit to screen, head on back out to fit to screen, we'll adjust this as well. So I would recommend, while you're on the same brush, jump over to the other eye. So we're going to hit the hand tool,
Okay.
Let's jump over the other eye and let's do exactly the same thing.
So you can basically use the
same
one setting on
the same brush on both
on
whites
both
of the eyes. Yep.
All right, where's the red thing? The mask.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh, hang on a sec. I'm still on the res tool. So if I jump back out of the res tool, thanks for that tip.
Oh, there we go.
All right, so I was in the res tool, guys. That's why it wasn't showing up the mask there. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time here. And yeah, it is a little bit tedious, but you know what?
So you just
well worth it, man.
So you just
I'm just making the brush bigger,
smaller
and
smaller.
Yeah, I mean, I could put on auto masking, but sometimes auto masking, I don't know, it does a good job, and sometimes it doesn't. So it's a bit hit and miss. So
there we go. It looks like she's been swimming in a pool.
Yeah, she's been really. Oh, look at that, John. Good job. Okay, so let's undo that last one, and I just want to
Control Z
to undo. So all right. So let's come out now, and this is better off doing this, and let's just come in a little bit. Let's get off this tool. So hit the arrow tool, and I'm just going to go over to the navigator because I actually want it just to fill the screen. That's about where I want it. So I've just gone up to the navigator and chose the fills. And actually, you know what?
That's nice.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
So if we turn this little Joey off here, I don't know what you call that, the on-off switch for the spot healing brush, on-off switch for the brush tool, you can see, look at those eyes, just that subtle difference, and now they're white,
just pop.
And they absolutely pop.
Yeah,
they do.
All right.
So, all right, so I'm going to go back in again.
So what about her the iris, the colour part of the iris?
So let's do that. So I'm just going to bring them both up because I don't have to be so. So I'm gonna hit the new button here, and I'm going to hit the effect to reset everything. So I'm on a new brush tool here.
Okay.
And hit the O key again, and I just want to paint these in.
Okay. So here you could actually use the what's it?
I could use the radial filter.
Radial filter.
There's no reason why I couldn't use the radial filter for this because it's round and you can easily drag it out over the eyes, and it's just it's personal preference. I'm in this tool already. You know, like for me, it's just like it's done.
Easy.
There we go. So now I can just make the adjustment. So what I normally want to do with this, guys, is usually you want to brighten it up just a tad here.
Yeah, look at that. Cat's eyes.
Just brighten just a tad there. And again, if you come back out, you can really get a sense of how that's looking. But always want to add a little bit of contrast back because
you want those blacks too.
Yeah, it makes the lights lighter. Now we've brightened it up, but now it's bringing the blacks back.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back out and see what we're up to. Whew. So I'm going to go back up into the navigator, and I'm going to hit to fill the screen, and I'm liking that brown. What do you think?
So much better. Just go before and after.
Yeah, okay, so there's before, there's after. Subtle changes, and look at the big difference. Actually, you can see the blemish there on the cheek as well, gone. So,
perfect. All right, buddy, I think we'll stop over there because this is, I'm loving it, but I'm feeling a little overwhelmed with all this information. So we'll stop it there. Next week, guys, we'll have the second part of the model retouching.
Yeah, the Lightroom model retouch. Awesome, man. Awesome. I totally agree. It's been another epic show, and I love the fact you can get a group of photographers together and keep inspired, and the fact that you can get so much done in Lightroom, the tools that you may already have, and produce something beautiful, man. Like retouching a model, it's amazing. Who would have thought we could retouch a whole model in Lightroom?
Yeah, awesome, I would never have, because I use Photoshop all the time to retouch models. And I do it pretty quickly, but man, that's so much more powerful.
It is. It's pretty good, and it's non-destructive too. So stick around next week, guys, and we'll finish off that tutorial. It's been another epic show, as always, man. I'm super pumped to be here. And guys, if you want to find more out about the lounge, check out the link below. We've got something special for you there. And as always, leave us some feedback. We love to hear from you. And that's it for this week, mate. So
jump into the lounge, guys. Grab the special below. We're in there every day. And by the way, the raw image for Louise that we're editing right now, this model retouch, is in the lounge. So all the members get that, so they can actually open it up and edit along with Johnny.
And now, not only that, they get access to me and Brent to get the feedback and make sure they understand all these concepts. So that's just epic, man. That's two-way interaction. I love it.
Plus about another 10 other courses in there.
Oh, man, that's crazy. Crazy, bro.
Awesome, guys.
Thanks for watching, man. Have a great week.
See you next week.
Bye.
To find out more, go to shareinspirecreate.com.